My name is Wayne Keller. I'm the Executive Director of Caiden's Hope Foundation. And early in 2010, our namesake Caiden was born 2 months premature. Everything his family went through during the time he was in the hospital is what led to Caiden's Hope being founded. Well, it's been almost 10 years since Caiden's birth, so let's take a look back and see what happened to Caiden and how Caiden's Hope was formed. Caiden's mother, Jennifer, wasn't feeling so well, so she went home to take a nap, knowing that she'd feel better soon. But that wasn't the case. As it turned out, Jennifer was rushed to the doctor's office, and then she was admitted to the hospital.
She told her roommate, and her roommate's mom was a nurse. And so that roommate's mom said, hey, you need to go get checked out at the hospital.
And just based on the physical characteristics, they knew that there was an emergency right on their hands.
They kept saying his abdomen, the baby's abdomen is small, and I kept thinking, what does that mean? Why do they keep talking about my grandchild that way?
But we knew that we didn't know anything was actually abnormal until he was actually born.
A few days later, Jennifer delivered Caiden, 2 months early and weighing only 3.5 pounds.
And so we were reacting to everything. It was when we found out we had to had this hill to climb, we had to make arrangements to climb that hill, and then there was something else we had to kind of change direction and go in that, take care of that issue.
And so I was lucky enough to have a support system. I had both of my parents with me. You have all of these specialists spouting off all of these terms you've never heard of before. You don't know what next steps are, and it's scary, it's overwhelming.
Jennifer was very stoic. She just wanted to know the facts. She was given some information at the hospital that was very disturbing. She was told not to get used to her baby because he probably wasn't going to survive, and that actually made her mad.
You just feel lost. It was a really overwhelming time.
But again, we had a lot of good nurses in the NICU that really helped guide and direct, what we should be doing.
Immediately following the delivery, the medical staff realized there was an issue and began to insert a breathing tube.
So they said, okay, we're going to go do this in the NICU, and then they whisked him away.
And we saw them wheeled Caiden past us on the way to the NICU. We knew right at that point that something had happened because nobody had come out to tell us at that point. So we knew there was something that was going on. I became very distressed for Jennifer, just because you want your children to be healthy. You also want your children's children to be healthy, and there was something wrong. We didn't know at that point what the wrong was, but I was very concerned to how she was going to feel, how she was going to react, because this was all just a very big surprise to all of us.
The local hospital wasn't equipped to handle a child in Caiden's condition, so on a rainy night in Southern California, the decision was made to transfer him to Los Angeles, 70 miles from home.
The hospital staff told us that they didn't have the equipment or the knowledge there to be able to take care of a child that was in his condition. So they were affiliated with a hospital in Los Angeles, and so that's where Caiden was transferred to. When we saw the ambulance leaving, everything changed. Everything. So that's when I started making phone calls back down to the hospital area to get a hotel. The hotel down there is one that is used by the hospital for all of their patients, as well as when they have visiting doctors. So it's a very difficult hotel to get into. I had just called that afternoon and was able to secure a room. We've never been able to do that again. It's usually about a 3 or 4 week wait. We did hear about social workers there at the hospital, and we knew that they could eventually secure a room for my daughter. But my wife and I would probably drive back and forth, but we would have spent the money to keep her in a hotel so that she wouldn't have to make that 1.5 hour drive back and forth, one way home and another 1.5 hours to come back.
Over time, the daily requirements of life in the NICU began to take a toll on the family, but the NICU nurses provided comfort, instructions, knowledge, love, and care.
Well, I think that there were a lot of different highlights of when Caiden was in the hospital. The NICU nurses, number one, were always very gracious with their time and explaining exactly what's going on. they allowed Jennifer, they allowed us to actually be hands-on with Caiden as much as possible. But they were really good with Jennifer, making sure that she was being taken care of, make sure that she had meals, she had the whatever her needs were, they were there for her.
And then you just go in and you see, is he sleeping, or are they changing him, or what's happening with him at the time. There's constant tests at the beginning. There's tests everything, constantly taking him away to do some sort of test. It was scary because he's just hooked up to all kinds of stuff, and he's teeny, 3.5 pounds. One of the things we found that we thought, oh, we'll sing to him, we'll stroke him, and the nurse said no. She said he's really too sensitive to that. He can't take the touch or the stimulation. It's just not something that's good for him. So that was kind of threw that plan out the window, because we just thought that would be a really good idea, but I guess for certain babies it's not a good idea, at least yet.
Caiden is almost 10 years old now. He attends school, plays baseball, rides horses, and like most kids his age, he loves technology.
He's been great now. I mean, he's 9. He's had, I think, 18 surgeries now. We are about to have his 19th surgery in a week and a half. But I mean, he's the most resilient kid. He gets through anything. Anything you throw at him, he's going to come out with flying colors. So while we're not looking forward to the surgery, we have no doubt that he'll be just fine when it's finished. He's having double hip surgery. His hips are slowly dislocating. So it's one of those things that, yeah, we could wait it out, but then we also risk him being in pain and eventually having arthritis so bad that he wouldn't be able to walk. So we'd rather get it done now, and then he'll be on the road to recovery.
His mother, Jennifer, says it's up to her to care for him, and that's a job that she absolutely loves.
All of this is happening to him. So it's my job to be there, to support him, to do everything I can to make him get through it, and together we've accomplished a lot.
Thank you for watching Caiden's story and the story of Caiden's Hope. If this story has moved you, please visit caidenshope.org to learn more. We've been blessed to provide financial care to over 700 families nationwide, but of course, we cannot do it alone. We need your help. Please consider making a one-time financial contribution, or even better, monthly support via our secure PayPal donation site on caidenshope.org. We can't continue to provide NICU support without you. Thank you for watching.